Hickenlooper has a 2-to-1 margin over Andrew Romanoff in a 9 News ColoradoPolitics.com Democratic primary poll. We revealed those results on Next yesterday. That was based on 575 Democrats and unaffiliated voters who have turned in or plan to turn in a Democratic primary ballot. Survey USA, which conducted the poll for us, interviewed more than 1,400 registered Colorado voters, and we asked each of those voters other questions. First, here's the breakdown. Overall, the survey interviewed 531 Democrats, 510 Republicans, 283 unaffiliated voters, and 93 who identified as other. We asked all 1,417 their thoughts on the recent demonstrations at the state capitol and elsewhere over inequality. Half of those surveyed support the protests but have not joined them. 1/4 are against the protests, and 14% are not paying attention to the protests. Broken down by political party, 28% of Republicans support the protests, nearly half are against them, while 70% of Democrats support the protests, just 1 in 10 are against. Unaffiliated voters are in between. Just more than half support the protests, 1 in 5 are against them. My favorite question for those 1,400 voters was about political ads and truth tests. This is my chance to tell you there will be 10 political ads between now and 6:30.
National Republicans are spending millions.
So do these political ads really work? How many of you are influenced to vote for a candidate because of a political ad? Based on the 1,400 registered voters we surveyed in the 9 News ColoradoPolitics.com poll, only 8% said political ads almost always influence which candidate they'll vote for. More so for 18 to 34-year-olds and never for voters 65 and older. 3 out of 10 voters told us occasionally. 57% told us almost never. So that got me worried about all the time we spend putting truth tests together. I mean, is Bitmoji me about to be out of a job? Absolutely not. 32% find truth tests always helpful, 42% sometimes helpful, and just 1 in 5 say rarely or never helpful.